We are at the starting point for the Iditarod 2025.
If you watched last week at the end there where I slipped on the ice trying to come around, you can see that underneath the grass, or what appears to be grass, that's just a layer of ice. And it's all right here. This is where I slipped. That's just solid ice right there. This is all ice right here. So I'm going to try to just drop the trailer, put the pig on the trailer right here, and then see if Little Red will get him up the hill, and we'll see what happens. It kind of pains me a little bit to not be able to just go take the pig for one last ride, you know. It's frustrating, but everything's ice right now. My road getting out of my house is ice. So there'll be no ice riding, which is why, to me, this is just not an Alaska rig. I should have sold it in Idaho. Should have sold a snow bike in Idaho, but you live and learn. If you have a snow bike and an XR650R and you're thinking of moving to Alaska, don't bring them with you.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go.
Getting yourself all worked up, dog. That slobber's gonna freeze. Your face will be frozen like that forever. There it is. You know, it's kind of a sad day, but I got a boat, I got a snow machine, I got a side-by-side. So it's not like I turned into an old man. This just isn't made for Alaska. If you all remember earlier episodes when we were cleaning out the junk drawer, Rebecca was trying to guess what different things were. And she was saying, what do you need all this weird stuff in here for? Why do you save all that stuff? Because that is the part I need for the big red pig.
We are at the starting point for the Iditarod 2025. So they had to bring in snow because there's no snow here in Anchorage this year. So they trucked in some snow for the event, and we're getting ready to wait for the launch. This is the ceremonial start. They're actually starting the race in Fairbanks this year, but they're going to do a ceremonial start here in Anchorage. And there's a crowd starting to form, so we'll see what happens.
My GoPro did not bring it.
Will be competing in the 53rd running of the Iditarod. We invite you to become an Iditarod.
Couple of characters. Nope. So we're hanging out here at the Iditarod start, and we run into some people from Boise, Idaho. And
Hello,
Broncos.
So,
Broncos.
yeah. So we're all freezing. We're waiting for the dogs to run. They just sent one pack down. It looks like they're going to do similar to the Iron Dog, where they maybe let them go every 2 minutes or so. So it's going to be a cold morning.
It is. But we got a lot of activities planned for the day, so this is just the start.
Okay, it was a little chilly out there, so we are gonna go see if we can find the dogs. And Rebecca's looking for some funnel cake.
Yeah, there are some hardcore Alaskans out here because you see people out here in furs and blankets and all kinds of things to cover up. It doesn't feel like it's that cold, but it's cold. But we've met people from all over the country, from New York, from Florida, some people from Boise. There's just people came out just to see the event, to see the dogs. Super cool to see all the people that are out here to just experience the fun events. They're so much smaller than I thought they would be, the dogs.
What's that?
The dogs are smaller than I thought they would be.
And the thing is,
That's how that'll all work. It's easy. If you want to see the fur, come right up front here, look at the fur. There'll be people standing right here with the fur. You come up, look at it.
Okay, on the red fox right here, bidding on choice on the red fox. They're telling me to practically give them away. $100 to buy one. Do I hear a $100 bid? Anyone a $100 bid? How about $75 one time? Do I hear a $75 bid? Anyone $75?
That's not the G-force, that's the Gravitron. Everybody knows it's a Gravitron. Don't climb up the wall. You want to ask them where they got their funnel cake?
Oh, it's probably around the other side. Brian used to be a carny. What was it, when you were in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ran the arcade. on the hunt.
What are you looking for, Rebecca?
Funnel cake. I'm on the hunt for funnel cake. Oh, I smell it.
I've lost her. She's on a quest.
You guys get it. What? Hi, what can I get for you?
Can I get a classic funnel cake, please?
Sure. Cash or card?
Card.
What?
This is the only reason to come to festivals. It's for funnel cake.
Look at them. How about $30 on a main? Do I hear a $30 bid? You want $30 bid? How about $20 today? Do I hear a $20 bid? You want 20 now, 25. 25 over here. Do I hear 30? 30 now, 35. $30. What's that? Will somebody bid over here? 30? You bought it for $30 now. Thank you. Mark down by. You want both of those?
This goes to the customer.
I think I would. Come on up and take a look. Come on up and take a look. 50 over here, got here 160. All done and all done. 150 in the back, right here 160. 170. 170, now 180. $180. Big 175, 15. Now 180. Now 185. I have 180 in the back, right here 185. 180 nicer than that. Come up and take a look at this. It's gorgeous fur there. Beautiful, beautiful fur. Come right up here, take a close look at it. And you right up here, all you people coming in over the hill, remember that we don't require a bid number today. All you have to do is wait.
I don't know. Wow, I think all their ice melt. It's all gonna melt if it hasn't already.
Yeah, it's like a melting ice sculpture contest. What's she has? Mountain you must circle. Denali.
Happy I picked out these boots because they slide on ice easily. And then when I hit an ice.
Well, what do you think of the snow carving this year?
Well, I think the contestants did the very best they could with very unfortunate situation and circumstances. But some of them are very beautiful, like the elephant back here is really pretty. But of course, some chose not to participate because it's dirty ice that was dropped into a parking lot with no snow. So, but it was really pretty a couple of years ago when it was very icy and very snowy. So
we'll have to come back during a white Christmas.
Yeah.
What we have learned is that if you take your regular stride and your foot slips out on the ice, then you're already splayed out. But if you just take little baby steps and your foot slips, you're in a position to catch yourself much better.
It's called the Alaska Shuffle.
Is that it? The Alaska Shuffle?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we're like right there. Well, we're here, and there's the Alaska Railroad building, so we're going to go check it out and see what we can learn about riding that train up to Fairbanks. Oh, it's model railroads. What'd you find?
Winter 2025 schedules, fares, and packages. Winter routes, rates. winter train schedule, all the different stops.
So here's the difference between aluminum and steel. That way.
Excuse me, cutting through here.
Excuse me, folks. We're still trying to find food.
Yeah.
In our quest for food, they finished the ceremonial launch of the Iditarod.
Hey,
Hey,
How's it going?
I remember this guy.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good, how
Haven't
are
seen you in forever.
it's like 30
My goodness.
seconds.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know who that guy is. So in the our quest for food, the finished the ceremonial launch of the Iditarod, and all the people that were here to watch it went to find food.
Headed for food, yeah.
So now there's a 2-hour wait everywhere.
Pro tip, Lyft gives you Alaska Airlines points.
Oh,
Uber does not.
there we go.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing a lift.
Yeah.
Well, I had aspirations to run with the reindeer, and then we got here, and I no longer have aspirations to run with the reindeer.
Well, we got here a little later too because we had to stop at the Apple store. But
I was thinking it was going to be like running with the bulls in Spain or something cool where you get, jousted by an antler, but this looks more like
Beta Breakers or something.
Beta Breaker. Yeah, but Burning Man. It looks more like Burning Man, I think.
Yeah, more like Burning Man.
Michigan, he thinks he's further away from New Zealand.
We are not shopping at Costco. You guys have a Costco where you live.
You
it's
do.
the same Costco.
Yes.
I mean, we have Costco here. We go to Costco, but you guys have a Costco. So,
Yeah.
but we're going to take you to the Alaska version of Costco. So we'll get over there in a few days.
Stand by.
So we talked about the rule of threes the other day. Your environment being kind of like the second most important one, and that's heating or cooling. In Alaska, heating is not always a comfort. Many times it's a necessity. And so having options for backup sources. We talked about this a little bit. If our gas goes out, and then Rebecca burned up all the firewood. And so, and then, you know, sleeping in the truck, which we do often. So we picked up one of these diesel heaters. We paid for it, not a sponsor. I have not opened the box yet. I was gonna like do a thing where you open it and show you a box opening, is that what they call it? But there are some modifications that need to be done, I think, to make it safe. And I need to make some adjustments to our truck to make it work for our truck. So I need to get it out of the box so I can take some measurements, and that's what we're doing. So there's our heater. It comes with lots of what's described as Chinesium parts. You can see if they get bent a little bit, they're not going to fit properly. They get kind of smashed up in shipping. These things are available on Amazon, but you can't get them shipped to Alaska. So there was a place in Anchorage that had them listed on Facebook Marketplace. We stopped by there, paid more for it than what you pay on Amazon, but that's the price you pay for living in Alaska. What I needed to know is this right here. You know, it comes with these, again, kind of minimal, absolute minimal, and that's a little hose, kind of like a dryer hose that would fit on there, and then this would go to your tent, or in my case, my car window. So I need to make a adapter that goes in my car window. I don't want to drill a bunch of holes in my truck. I don't want to put this in my truck because there's potential for carbon monoxide leak, getting diesel fuel in your truck. You know, there's fire, there's just, it doesn't make sense. I'll put it outside, I'll blow the hot air into my truck, and I don't have to deal with any of the rest of that. The intake, you know, it's got to pull air in to burn, and the intake needs to be cool, so if you got it in the heated environment, it just doesn't make sense. So I'm going to plan on leaving this outside and just piping the hot air into the truck. I needed this piece right here, and then while I'm at it, while I've got this apart, maybe I'll look for some quality tubing to go to the truck. While I've got this apart, this is the exhaust pipe, and then there's an intake pipe, and both of those are plumbed into the bottom of this thing. And so I wanted to see kind of how that worked, why it is. Everyone talks about it needs to be up, so maybe I need to make a, you know, as this comes out of the bottom, it needs to make a hard right angle, and so maybe I need to just make a lifter that this would sit on, right? Makes sense to me. Let's pop the lid on this, take this thing apart. Yeah, that tank, look at the tank, it's just flopping around in there. Here's the fuel pump. Everybody talks about it being too loud. They say that this fuel line is crap, but this fuel line right here seems pretty good. It's this little piece right here, this green cheap fuel line that needs to be replaced. Well, I'm telling you, everyone says this is the weak link. I'm not finding that to be the case. This feels like pretty darn good fuel line. So I got a different batch of hose clamps. You know, these are made in a different place in China. So it comes with this little muffler, and it comes with this exhaust pipe. Exhaust pipe attaches onto the bottom like this right here. Well, it's supposed to. Like that right there. But you can see that this solid portion right here doesn't allow it to make a bend until it's, you know, out here, where I want it to bend sooner so it can come out in this gap. So it can come out right here along the edge, right? So it's inside the foot. So I'm going to cut this off so it slides on there without all this extra solid piece here. All right, let's go put that on the intake and see what it does. Well, that wasn't so bad. Now we should be able to make a direct bend coming right out of the bottom of that. See that? So now, look, we can put the cover on. Well, there was a chance I wouldn't have to finish this right away because we were thinking we might go rent some of those remote cabins, and I looked into it, and they're $75 a night for a dry cabin in the middle of nowheres. So I'll sleep in my truck for $150. This looks like it's to the point that it needs to be. I read some of the instructions. I do that sometimes. And it says do not angle the exhaust upwards. So it's got to come straight out the side. So I think the plan right now is to just disconnect that exhaust when not using it. This, I need to get a plug, and I'll wire that to the truck, and then we'll give her a go and see how it does. We'll test it out tomorrow. I've got a port sticking out the front of the truck here for charging the battery. I'm going to use that to maybe run the diesel heater. I can just get the right plug to plug into that. And then I'm going to probably set the heater on the ground here and port it up into the window here. I got to look into maybe one of those dryer vent tubes. That might work. But what I want to do is make this template here big enough to be able to put that port in the window. See, I wanted to burn this off so any oils or anything like that would get out of the machine. I don't know, it seems to be working. I mean, it's making hot air, you know. It's not crazy hot. I can put my hand right up against it, you know. I don't know if I turn it up more. I can't really see the display to tell what. It's on Celsius. Another one on Fahrenheit. It's on auto level. Well, right now it's working. It's heating things up. You can see the muffler is making a path.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger.
It's creating some heat here. I'm going to let it run for a while and just kind of burn off any oils. It's definitely putting out hot air.
Well, thanks for joining us for the 2025 Iditarod and Fur Rondy. We had a good trip. We didn't quite get to see everything we wanted to see. A couple of logistical problems getting there, but I think we had a pretty adventurous journey, and thanks for coming along with us.
Yeah, seems some of the things that we went to see were less than anticipated, but yes, it is what it is. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.